is our first model. Her name is Serena. She was cut by Brandon, Dara, and David Munn did the color. Let's bring them out, and they'll tell you what they did to Serena. Come on down.
Thank you very much. As you can see, Serena is truly a beautiful girl. She was overwhelmed by her hair, and when we met, I took a look at her, and one of the first things that we really wanted to do was work on face shapes. I think that's a big issue in the industry in general, is like face shape consultation. So we're focusing on that, and we look, and her face shape, through here was a little bit more of a triangle and a little bit of an oval through there. The width at the jaw was a little bit wider than the width at her cheekbone, and even a little bit narrower at the brow ridge. Those three key points will define your face shape. You can take a straight edge and just, kind of connect the dots and start to define the shape that way. So once we determine that, using asymmetry, we put a little bit of a width at her narrowest spots right here at the cheekbones and at the eyes. And, using something that goes across, creating that horizontal perception is then going to open the eyes up. So from there, I'll let you talk to Mr. David. He's going to tell you what he did with color to highlight our beautiful cut.
Good afternoon, Aveda hair colorists. How are you, everybody? Let me hear you. Color artists, I should say. So, hair cutters talk about shape and face shape. Hair colorists, we talk about skin tone, we talk about eye color. And she's got this beautiful olive skin and these beautiful green eyes. I know you can't see them from where you are in the audience. And we decided to take three formulas in coffee shades. We have an espresso, we have a cappuccino, and we have a latte. And I like my hair like I like my coffee. Hot and expensive. So, with the direction of the haircut, we did a pre-lightened section and toned them with the colors that you see on the board there. There you have it. Serena, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next model from Minneapolis is Greta, and she was cut by 7 deep. And 7 will bring Greta out. This is her before.
So the day of the photo shoot, she actually asked me if I knew the model Agnes Dane, and I'm like, of course, she's my favorite. So the only thing different we wanted to do, Greta has a square face shape, so we don't want to do a square crop like Agnes Dane. We want to keep it a little softer so she doesn't look so masculine. Starting off with her haircut, parting at the bridle to the lower part of the crown in a horseshoe shape. Kind of sectioning that off, starting scissoring over comb underneath, leaving a little bit of feminine sideburn to soften the cheekbones. And with her fringe, I decided to do a little bit of deep vertical point cutting to make sure that it doesn't make her too masculine looking. So using her fringe as a guide, cutting round layers all the way through the back, leaving a bit of disconnection, and left that for her to play with. Using, for styling, use a little bit of emollient for some volume. Rough drying with your hands and using defining whip to give it some texture. Want to tell us about your color?
Initially when we saw Greta, she's got this pale skin and freckles, and as a colorist I always want to make people a proper redhead, my initial reaction. But she mentioned, what was the model?
Agnes.
Agnes, thank you. She mentioned Agnes, and of course you guys know Tabitha Salon. Very similar coloring. So we went ahead and we did a pale blonde, which also looks great for the skin type. A very subtle technique, though, that what we've done, we got pre-lightened to a level 9, pale yellow. And if you look down just a little bit, and this is very subtle, so what I need everybody to do is come up. If you just form a single file line, and individually, we've got time. So I took that crown shape section, flat back, zigzag front. This is all just her natural remaining pigment at level 9. And the rest of it is a custom formula there, which we use a Shades of Enlightenment, and it was just quick on, quick off, less than 5 minutes on that. It comes out to this beautiful pastel blonde, and she's gorgeous.
Our next model, we have 2 more before we start cutting some live before and after story, is our model is Alina. She was cut by Jeffrey Goldstein, and colored by Natalie Gold.
Hello everyone. I want to just really create a strong shape, but I also wanted to keep in mind her face shape. Fortunately for me, it's oval and anything goes. So what I did is I started in the back, graduation below the symbol, followed the shape of the head. After that, I then proceeded with disconnected square layers, over-directed everything back, left out the front inch, so that way I could kind of scoop in and create a rounded line through there. Once that shape was put in, I really looked at her and I wanted to bring out her eyes, and I thought the best way to do that was a nice, strong fringe. What do you think? Do the eyes pop? Fringe, to me, it is a great form of rebellion, especially when it's teamed up with wonderful color. Natalie?
Thank you, Jeffrey. Hello, Aveda. How are you guys doing today? I'm Natalie Gurley, and before I talk about our beautiful model, Alina, I just wanted to say hello. And since it's the 30-year anniversary of Aveda, I thought it was fitting I tell you that 15 years ago, for me, I graduated from the Horst Education Center, which is now Aveda Institute, Minneapolis. And 20 years ago, I went to a friend's house and discovered Aveda. And I threw away my third class in Aquanet, and I have never looked back. I've been a loyal fan of Aveda for 20 years. I've used the hair care, skin care, and makeup for 20 years, and I love it. And this might get me in a little bit of trouble, but I want to tell you a funny story. I went to a family reunion here in Minnesota a couple weeks ago, and I ran into a cousin I hadn't seen for 5 years. And I was like, hey, and she comes running up to me, and she doesn't say, hey Natalie, how you doing, or what's going on? She says, what happened to Elixir? But I knew what she meant because for 20 years I've loved every product I've ever experienced with Aveda. And you know, I'm so excited. Just before we came out on stage, they showed all those products that are coming out. I'm like, oh, new eye cream. I'm so excited. I used to be excited about the hair care, but now that I'm getting a little older, it's all about eye cream. Okay? And if those of you that are not 30 yet, get to the eye cream early. I'm serious. It'll pay off. Anyway, back to Alina. The first thing, as Jeffrey said, I noticed about her were her eyes. They're absolutely gorgeous. I hope you can see them up there. Oops. So I knew I wanted to complement them with red-violet tones. So I used 3 different base colors, level 3, 4, and 5, and different formulations ranging from strong to intense to bright formulas. I did a circular shade section at the parietal, where I pre-lightened pieces on the ends, and a couple pieces around the front in her temple area. And I went back and I toned with like a light blue and a light violet color. What do you guys think? Did it bring it out?
Our last model is Caitlin, cut by Daniel Holtzberger, our artistic director of Van Michael.
Well, the fun's in here, and what we did today, or I'm sorry, a couple weeks ago with Caitlin, is Caitlin walked in and she had long hair that really wasn't in the best condition. She had done quite a bit of different colors to it. It
wasn't in amazing condition.